Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Shaping Up Culture. Today's episode is teamwork. We've all heard, or a lot of us should I say, have heard the saying that too many cooks spoil the broth. Many hands make light work, which basically means many hands lighten the load. You can have a football team of just goalkeepers, and would that be a good team? No, although you have got many people helping out. And the whole thing for me with teamwork is everybody has a position, and understanding that teamwork is not simply just having a bunch of people there involved. It's about having everybody in their rightful position. There's strikers, there's midfielders, there's goalkeepers, there's coaches, there's managers, there's owners, there's just everybody has a position in making things run. And this is how an organized team and a functioning team will operate correctly and properly and efficiently and reach its full potential if you have a team running like that. Now in running a team, guys, or in organizing a team, one of the things you've really got to understand is honesty. You have to be honest with yourself in the position that you play. Because we know, like as kids, as example, in the playground, everybody wants to be a striker. Majority of people, they just want to be strikers. But if you're honest with yourself, it might be that you're more suited to be a goalkeeper, you're more suited to be a defender, a midfielder, whatever it is. It's about being honest with yourself, or you find yourself out of position, playing poorly. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad football player, as example. It just means that you're playing the wrong position, you're out of position. And it's the same thing in life when it comes to work. We all have talents and we all have gifts and we all have things that we're actually good at. A lot of times the issue is we find ourselves out of position. Teamwork is important. You can't do everything yourself. And even if you could do everything yourself, it would probably be better to have a team so you can get things done quicker. If you are organizing an event and technically you can do the designing, you can design the flyers, you can shoot the advert, you can be in the advert, you can write the advert, you can go around doing all the admin for it, you can look for the venue, you can find the creators, and technically you can do everything. If you want to work more efficiently, it would make more sense that instead you delegated some of these jobs to other people so you can get more actually done. A lot of times we feel that we want to do everything ourselves and we think that we're saving money. We're saving money but losing time. And time is money, so essentially you end up losing money because you could get a lot more done if you use your time more efficiently. So where it's kind of like, well, I can do that and I can design the flyer. No, I will shoot this. No, I will go around looking. I will do this. I will do that. I'll do that. You end up finding that, you end up losing so much time. Also, what I would say as well is if you're in a position where you're able to do everything and you're doing everything, then I just don't think you're pushing yourself hard enough, because you should always get to a place where it's unmanageable. When I really kind of like, you could say, utilized or really took on this teamwork thing was about 2.5 years ago when I started cutting Tiny and Dummy, right? You know, Tiny's got like loads of Dummy and Tiny, they both got #1s, millions of records sold, you know, clothing line, they you know, events, stuff like that. And I knew these things, right? But the first thing about them that really stood out to me when I started cutting their hair was in their office. I walked into their office, I remember this moment, I walked into their office and I saw a bunch of people in there working. And I looked around and thought, what is everyone in here doing? Because they had maybe, let's say there's about 15 people in there. And I thought, what is everybody in here doing? And that's the first thing that clicked in me, like, they were all working, but they were all doing something to make the operation work. This is the part people don't see behind the scenes. Like, you know, they have someone who's just answering the phones, because that's important. They want to make sure that the phone calls get answered. You know, someone in PR, you know, who's kind of like, so if they put on an event, they need someone there who's kind of like, will reach out to this person and that person to say, okay, you know, promote this event, or, you know, we're going to be here, this and that, and talk to press and all that kind of stuff there, and invite press down and all that kind of things, all the things there, you know. So basically I was in a place where I was slowly getting a team in the sense that I was asking for help. But I think what happened was when I saw this, it really pushed it to say, I need a team. And I feel that, and I spoke to Tanya about this the other day, I said, and I was saying to him, do you know what? I had to say to him, you know what? I said, you guys really helped me, because seeing that meant that I didn't have to make all the mistakes before I got a team. Because what happens with a lot of people is they end up getting a team when everything has gone wrong. So what happens is it's kind of like, oh, what, they missed out on this opportunity, they missed that email, they missed this phone call, they couldn't be here, they couldn't do this and stuff like that. And then it's like, rah, they miss out a lot of opportunities, and then they realize, rah. Fortunately for me, seeing Tiny and Dummy and seeing what they were doing, it meant that I actually, as things were picking up, I actually went and got a team. I got a PA, I got a publicist. And these people like are much more than even their positions. Like even my PA, I think she deserves a higher, she's like an executive in the company, because she does so much more than that. Same thing with my publicist as well. It's more than her just actually like going out there, talking to magazines and stuff like that about me. She does so much more. When I'm doing my masterclasses, they help me in the organizing of it and stuff like that. And there's so much more which I can go into. We can go into like in another session. I can't be cutting hair all day, booking appointments all day, you know, reading emails all day, doing all the admin all day, doing everything, you know, reaching out to companies, liaising with companies about products and deals and collaborations and stuff like that, and doing all of these things there. I can't do them all. So team was important. The PA I have now isn't my first PA. I've had about 3 different people before who just weren't right. And you have to go through the motions of being like, okay, you're not right. And it doesn't mean that, as example, that because you're not right, it means that you're rubbish. It's just you're not suited to what I want. Because what I found as well with a PA, it's a very personal thing. It's like what I need in a PA will be different to what you might need in a PA. My PA is excellent, but it doesn't mean that. Yeah, she gets complimented by everyone.
If I email her, you get sponsored in that hour.
Yeah, she's good. But then for what you might want, she might not be good at. I'm sure she would be, but as an example, she might not, because you might want something totally different for work. Because a PA is really just a personal assistant to you, so it suits your needs and the way you operate. So as an example for me, like with one of my PAs, I'll be honest, she used to send me messages, and she worked easy by sending messages, but I didn't used to like the messages because I'd miss my messages and not look at my messages. Yes, I just never would see them. So for me, I started understanding, actually, I need phone calls. So for whatever it is, even if it's something quick, because you might message me and I don't see it, you always have to keep calling me. So like my PA now, she's more suited to that because, you know, she'll give me the phone calls and she's more available to talk on the phone throughout the day. And that's what I mean by, when you said as an example, if they're not good, it's not that always that they're not good, it's just sometimes they're just not suited to your operation. It's not just finding people, it's the right people for the right positions. Because I said there's a lot of people out there who are good, they have talent. You're just playing out of position. You're a goalkeeper playing as a striker. You're a striker playing as a goalkeeper. You're just playing out of position. You are a good football player. You're just playing out of your position. So you have to go. And I was talking with Tiny about it the other day, and he was even saying it, yeah. Because what you'll find is you start hiring people, then you start realizing actually this person isn't suited. Then you have to, you know, let's say maybe let go of someone and hire someone else. And you might have to go through the motions to find the right person. Like it took me, you could say, 4 attempts for me to find the right PA who suits me, you know. So it's not as simple as just, oh, you're just going to find a person. I was fortunate that I was able to see, you know, Tiny, Dummy, the Disturbing London team, and I was able to go to their office and see everything, because you've been in their offices. You've seen it, you see what I'm talking about.
I went there and I was like, oh, you guys get they'll give you food and someone's going to get the food, and it's properly run like a business.
It's a proper operation.
And I'm like, because Tiny's so friendly, it's like you kind of forget it's a business, and then like, you know, it's like, what do you want? Do you want this? And how do you, it's crazy. They run it. It made me change the way I think about business.
See, that has helped my business so much, because I said most people come to the place where they eventually get a team because they realize that they need a team because of the amount of things that have fallen through and the amount of failures they've had. I don't want to call it failures, you could say the amount of little falls or trips they've had because they were trying to do everything themselves, and then they say, okay, let me go and get help. Fortunately for me, all the opportunities that started coming, I grabbed onto all of them. You know, Casey, she answered all of them. You know, Shafra, she picked up all of them because Shafra's my publicist. I got all of these things, and then it meant that I've been able to do more. And that's one of the most important things, guys. Even if you can do everything yourself, what ends up happening is you end up stretching yourself, and then you end up, doing 10 things. When if you had a team working with you, like I've got, you know, 2, 3, 4 people, whatever it is working with you, you might get 50 things done. So when people are always looking at it like, you know what, I don't really want to, you know, hire this person or pay this money, you end up not going as far as you could or getting as much done as you could if you had people helping you. Too many cooks spoil the broth. And that's down to positioning and having too many people in the same position. That's the reason why. You cannot have 10 strikers. You cannot have 10 goalkeepers. Everybody has a position. If you have 10 goalkeepers, then you need to let go of 9 of them and have 1 goalkeeper, and maybe let go of 8 of them, having 1 reserve goalkeeper, for example, and then find people to fill the other areas in your project, in your operation, in your business. Teamwork is important, guys. It's so important. Thank you for tuning into another episode of SliderCuts, shaping up culture, teamwork. If you like what you've heard, guys, then please do me a favor and look down and click subscribe. Also, leave a comment, like the video, and share it if you think it'll be helpful for someone else. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, then please leave it in the comments or DM me or something along these lines.